Welcome to Center Court. We are festive and a lot of other things we don't have time to explain to you. It is game time. Casey Stern, Candace Parker, the Hall of Famer, and always smiling, and I feel like it's because of me, Isiah Thomas. We were smiling because we had a big game tonight. We had Doncic, who has been a stud, especially as of late. To get 30 and 10 or plus. Who would defend him? Pretty much anyone could. On the Clippers, let's look at the pretty pictures. Paul George. Candace getting out hot and aggressive offensively.
Well, he has definitely not come back slow from his shoulder injury. I mean, he's come out and he's showed why last year he was top 3 in MVP voting.
And you see what Doc Rivers is doing, running them off baseline screens, catch and shoot. And a lot of the players in today's league have trouble with Paul George in that situation.
Speaking of trouble, you get it. The path of least resistance. Let it go, as they said in Frozen 1. 26, 6, and 4. Kawhi had 13 at the break. Lead was 14.
Too big, too strong.
Or perhaps too open. Porzingis issues. Don't worry, Luka Doncic, he the Don. Not for now. Offer he refused. And then another one from Zinger. He needed to shoot the ball well. Dallas has done that, Candace, most of the year, not tonight.
Yeah, during their 5-game winning streak, they shot 40% as a team from beyond the arc, and they cooled off at home against the Clippers.
Final seconds of a half or a game, that's the guy you want. Kawhi, the 3, lead 16, more domination from Kawhi, Zeke.
Yeah, and he came out in the third quarter, and they really wanted to put the hammer down and maintain the defensive intensity, but also Kawhi knew it was time to kill. And we've said this about Kawhi before. He knows when it's the opportunistic time to really put the pedal to the metal. And for 5 minutes in a game, he can really take over and just end it.
Last year at times, you waited for Lou Will and Harold to get in, and you would start to score. Now you think, hey, we're fine. Those two are off the floor, and then these two come on, and oh, wait a minute, we're not fine. Lou Will, 21, 7 of 14. Harold had 12, but as you mentioned, Candace, slow not so much. You can tell how excited Paul George was to get out of the press conference arena, which is the one we saw him in most, and on the floor, where he was great again tonight with 26 and chatted with 3D after the win.
Here with Paul. First of all, you and I talked before the game. You said you have 2 brand new shoulders. Break that down for me.
2 brand new shoulders.
Yes.
2 brand new shoulders. I'm still getting adjusted to them. They fairly new, but they working good right now.
And speaking of working good, y'all's defense tonight. You really took Luka out of his game and the Mavericks out their game tonight.
That's what we hang our hat on. We got guys that love playing defense. We really starting to get into our groove and really starting to get that chemistry on the defensive end. So it's scary, man. We clicking right now. We getting this thing rolling.
And speaking of rolling late game situations, the ball was moving. You had 3 different guys in score. Why are y'all so unselfish like that?
We just want to hoop. This is an environment Doc created. This is the environment that they created all year long. Last year, and adding myself and Kawhi to this group. It's the culture they had already, and we just sprinkled into it. We're going to keep it going.
And keeping it going. The bench comes in and gives you guys rest. How much important is that for the bench to continue to play well as you and Kawhi do what y'all do?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. You think about it, we got 50-plus on the bench. That's hard to beat. When you got myself and Kawhi in the starting group, 50-plus coming off the bench, it's constant. It's constant waves. That's what we call it. We got waves. So, man, it's fun. It's fun playing.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
PG-13, who really was the wave in Indiana, right? Everybody looking to him, everybody trying to get to him. Then went with Russ, and now kid in a candy store, because you look at what these 3 have done, and not really a bench, quote-unquote, player, 6th man, although it pretty much should be named after him at this point. Lou Will continues to score. We are about to score well, because it is time for the moment of celebration presented by Charlon Champagne, the official champagne of the players. For good reason. Movement and finish.
Get out the way, business decision.
From the Presidente and the man himself, Mr. Charlon.
New shoulders, Paul George, the Charlon moment.
Which, by the way, is on good shoulders in yours, and we're happy to celebrate with Charlon again, the official champagne of the players. One of the teams in L.A. everybody seems to think might be popping it, right, when you get to the end. I love the fact that you kind of get excited about the matchups defensively. I know that sounds like something we don't talk about anymore. You used to deal with that. You look at the 2 teams when they really bear down. That I don't want to make it just about them, but that's a lot of fun when you think moving forward.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You look at some teams that during the regular season, your offense carries you. But this is a team that doesn't have 2 or 3 days to scout. This is a team that doesn't have 2 or 3 days to make adjustments.
Yeah.
And that's what's so scary about the Clippers, is their ability to just defend who's in front of them. Not worry about schemes, not worry about defensive philosophies or screens or any of that. They just go out and play basketball. And so they're going to be even more dangerous in the playoffs when they have 2 or 3 days to make adjustments.
And I think for Dallas, the adjustment is, which they already knew, hey, look, everyone knows what Luka's doing. He's a fantastic, phenomenal talent, but they need more from Porzingis and Hardaway, especially with their shooting, and didn't get it tonight.
Well, there are teams that are built for the regular season, as Candace said, and then there are teams that are built for the playoffs. And when we look at the Clippers, they're built for both regular season and playoffs.
Regular season last year, Denver, great playoffs. Learning lessons, experience. What do they do when they face the Wizards tonight?
The American Express Halftime Report is brought to you by American Express, the official card of the NBA.
The American Express Halftime Report, maybe some time for Luka to nurse some of the wounds. The toughness of the Clippers getting to him in the first half. But 11 of 11 from the line still nets him 15. Problem? Team down 16 at the break. To bring you in, it is the American Express Halftime Report. Casey Stern, Candace Parker, the Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas. We talked about Luka, and Candace, you mentioned the challenge, right? And knowing about the defense. Well, it hasn't looked good from the floor. He's been able to make up for it at the line. But we see the Clippers taking every opportunity, like circa the 90s, to show, hey, look, we're not going to let this be easy for you to get to the rack or to shoot.
Well, normally a recipe for disaster is sending a team to the line 20 times in the first half. But, I mean, I guess that's their game plan. Nothing easy for Luka Doncic right here, getting into his runner on that right side of the court. And, I mean, he's tough for the defense. He's not backing down. He's taking the ball to the paint. I mean, 2 for 9, you can live with that. Right. He's being aggressive. He's still got 15, 6, and 6. He's missed some open jump shots that he normally hit. But as you can see, the Clippers are doing a good job of making him play physical basketball. And if he wants a layup, he's going to have to earn it at the free throw line and not right at the rim.
Yeah, and his physicality, is working to his benefit because, as you said, he's gotten to the line 11 times. And some of the shots that he's missed, you know he's going to make those shots. But if you're the Clippers, you're feeling really good right now. I mean, you've held them to 31% from the field. They're shooting 27% from the three-point line. Your 2 best scorers in terms of George and Paul, they got 13 and 17 respectively. I mean, so, and when you talk about the bucket getter, Lou Williams, I mean, 4 for 6 right now. I mean, all he does every time he's open, he knocks down the shot. So your 3 main scorers are involved. Defensively, you've done a good job. So if you're the Clippers and you're Doc Rivers, you're saying, okay, let's not change anything right now, but Dallas is going to come back in this third quarter and look to get Porzingis and also Luka involved a little bit more.
Yeah, Paul George, 17 in the first quarter. And look, you talk about the shooting of the Mavs, really the biggest problem, right? Doncic 0 for 5 from 3. The team 6 of 22. Candace, the plays that you showed, it looked like he may be trying to do too much, being challenged. We know he wants to come up with that. He's going to need to rely on teammates from deep. There were open shots available on those plays.
During their win streak, they've shot over 40% from beyond the arc. You can expect that to go down against a great defensive team like the Clippers, but Luka has had to have this high usage rate of having the ball in his hands and really making every play for his teammates. And they rely on that. And I think that just knocking down, they've taken 22 threes. A lot of them have been uncontested. So if you knock down a couple of those in the second half and get to feeling good, that lane's going to open up and the basket's going to get bigger.
Yeah, and Doc Rivers definitely is, coaching his team and telling them to, hey, the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, let's make sure that we go out and sustain the intensity and the defensive effort that we had. And when you look here at Paul George, okay, what Paul is able to do defensively in terms of disruption, I mean, he's in the passing lane, he runs the lane, and then he's able to score and he finishes in transition. I mean, Candace, when you look at George and you look at Leonard, those two as wing players, and then you got Beverly out top. I mean, defensively, we've said this before, and we'll keep harping on it. But these two are really good defensively, and Kawhi on the offensive end, tough going right, also very tough in the post, gets the weaker player on him, spin baseline, boom, big man strength, dunk. Okay, I'm gonna just stay here for a minute, then get off me. I mean, that's what Leonard is doing. I mean, these guys, Leonard and George, they've come to the gym tonight, in my opinion, looking to show this younger Mavericks team that, okay, y'all good, but right now, we're the king of the hill.
And as coaches and great players, look for mismatches. Beating up on Hardaway, they switched to Dorian Finney-Smith, didn't do much better. You wonder if it does get tighter, how much they utilize that. From the tag team with the Clippers to perhaps a tag team of games coming up on Tuesday night. The Mavs and the Pels, Blazers and the Clips. And if you like 3 better than 2, like perhaps poker, we'll be here as well. 9 to 11:30. Z.
We'll be here.
Told
We got
y'all.
more coming up on the other side.
They didn't believe me.